Hey guys, what's up? SonOfChelsea here for my Premier League review. I done one before the international break, so I thought I'd bring it back. You guys quite enjoyed it, so I thought I'd do it again. So this is the show where I don't talk about every Premier League game. I kind of take my kind of big highlights out of the weekend and discuss them from what's happened from the games. So let's get to it. Firstly is Leicester, top of the Premier League. Now, I think if someone was to tell me in August that Leicester would be top of the table and Chelsea would be like, what, 15th? You know, it'd be the most ridiculous scenario ever. But that is what has happened this season. And I did it last time. I gave credit to Claudio Ranieri. But Jamie Vardy, the guy is absolutely on fire this season. Banging in goals, looking like an absolutely brilliant striker. He's clearly on form at the moment. And Claudio Ranieri has got those players clearly fighting for him. They're playing good football. They look solid at the back. They're winning games. And that's all you can do in the Premier League. And, you know, every week you think, well, surely this week they're going to trip up, and they just don't. They continue to win. They've got Man United on Saturday. That'll be a very interesting game, but I think they're doing brilliantly, and I think it's all credit to Ranieri, who I thought got so much criticism and was saying, oh, Leicester are going to get relegated. Look where they are now. They're top of the table. After 13 games, they're doing brilliantly, and you know, I hope they stay there, because I think it's a good story, you know, for football and for the Premier League, that a new club's up there, someone who you don't expect to be up there is actually challenging. And even if, sure, the odds tell you that sooner or later they are going to fall down, you know, they're going to continue to be up there. So credit to Leicester, credit to Jamie Vardy, credit to Claudio Ranieri. I hope their good run continues, because they're doing very well. Second is Liverpool absolutely thrashing Manchester City. I got back from the Chelsea-Norwich game and I turned on the TV because I wanted to see what had happened. You know, I think it was like 38 minutes gone, 3-0. Just, I couldn't believe it. It was one of the most shocking things I've seen. And just Liverpool absolutely destroyed Manchester City at the Etihad, and that is so impressive. Jurgen Klopp has clearly got his players working. This is something else I talked about in my last episode about, you know, him losing and, you know, maybe having problems. But he has seriously gone in there and changed some things up. Sure, he obviously still needs to make some work to that squad, but see what he's done with this squad, which we thought was average at the start of the season with Brendan Rodgers. Just shows you how important a manager can be and the role he does play within a squad. And to be able to take that team up to Etihad and win 4-1 convincingly, and it probably could have been way more. Liverpool played brilliantly, showing signs of what they did when they had Suarez and Gerrard under Brendan Rodgers a few years ago. So I think it is a positive for Liverpool fans. Clearly, it's another massive win for them, and Jurgen Klopp he's like a god right now, probably up there. He's done some brilliant stuff up there, and you know, Liverpool continue to march on, and I'm sure they're going to be one of the top contenders to get into the top 4, or even maybe if they do, just the way the season is at the moment, could even make a title challenge. But I don't think we should go that far, but they're definitely looking good for top 4 at the moment. Next is, can Arsenal actually keep up a title challenge? Now, this comes after their 2-1 defeat to West Brom, and actually, I've got to be honest, before the game on Saturday, I did think that Arsenal could lose coming after an international break. You know, West Brom is a difficult place to go to. You know, usually, you know, away from home they're not that good, but it can be a challenging place. Maybe things didn't go their way. You know, of course, Santi Cazorla slipping on a penalty, that very rarely happens. You expect a player like Santi Cazorla to step up and score, but I think the biggest problem, other than the actual defeat, Francis Coquelin injured. I mean, that guy is the rock in the centre of the midfield that Arsenal have not had for years, and they finally got him. And Arsene Wenger hasn't strengthened, and this is one of my biggest problems with Arsene Wenger, criticism of him. He clearly just isn't going out there and spending money when he should be, and this is why Arsenal continue to fall short. If you can't resolve the injury crisis that clearly happens at Arsenal every year, it's not unlucky. Anyone who tries to tell me that Arsenal's injury situation is unlucky, it's not. There clearly is a problem behind the scenes. You do not get that many injuries year in, year out. It just doesn't happen. It's either the way Wenger's training the players, or it's something to do with the medical team, or Arsenal could be buying players that are just injury prone. But I think it's one of the first two, because you just can't get these amount of injuries. And if that is the case and you can't fix that, then you go and strengthen. And Arsene Wenger has to strengthen in January if he wants to keep this Arsenal team there. I personally believe they can be in that top 2 challenging, but they're only going to be able to do that if they keep players like Coquelin fit, if they're able to keep their best players fit. And just look at the backup to Coquelin, Arteta and Flamini. Flamini, yeah, can do a job on certain days, but is nowhere near the standard of someone like Coquelin, who's done a brilliant job for Arsenal. So I seriously do think Arsene Wenger, if he seriously wants to get Arsenal into that title picture, has to go out and strengthen. If he doesn't, and Coquelin continues maybe to struggle with injuries, and other players as well on the team, you know, you get Mesut Ozil out, you get Sanchez out, maybe maybe Giroud gets injured. You know, they've already got injury problems with Welbeck, and Joel Campbell apparently isn't really doing that well. So overall, I think Arsenal definitely can. They've had a brilliant start to the season, but I think for them, it's the same story of Arsenal. If they go and strengthen, then surely they can have a chance of winning the title. But if they don't, then probably the same issues are going to recur. Injuries come back, and Arsenal probably don't win the title. The last thing I'm going to talk about is Manchester United. Now, they got a 2-1 victory over Watford. And to be honest, I think there's been so much criticism towards Van Gaal. He's probably, other than maybe Jose Mourinho and some of the other, I know all the top managers are under scrutiny all the time, but I think he's probably under the most scrutiny. You think how big of a club Manchester United are. And personally, like, I can understand there's a philosophy, as Van Gaal says, but there is a way that United fans expect their team to play football. Now, I'm no United fan, so I can't talk from a position of being a United fan, so I'm sure there are many people qualified and maybe people want to see their club play a certain way, and that's totally fine. And, you know, if there are United fans watching, tell me in the comments. But I actually think, looking at United team, Van Gaal's clearly trying to build something. He came in after Moyes, had to spend a load of money. Sure, not all of it worked out, but that defence for me is looking really impressive this season. Chris Smalling is looking like an amazing defender now. All great teams have to start from the back, and Van Gaal is clearly doing that with Manchester United. I think, yeah, up front, surely they could be offering more, but they're getting wins at the moment and they're staying up there. And maybe for Van Gaal's perspective, he can get to January, maybe recruit a defender if it's possible. But even if that, you can clearly tell that there's something going on with United. You know, there is a transition. Also, he's trying to build a squad here. You can't just throw players together and expect them to work instantly. That's where the job of a manager is very key. And I think if United continue to get results, continue to look solid at the back, and actually start playing some nice football, because I don't think they played badly on Saturday. I thought because I had to go to Chelsea and I did see highlights later of late on. I thought that response straight back after Watford got the penalty and came back into the game was really impressive from United, and something that we saw way back under Fergie, you know. So I wouldn't say it's terrible for United. You know, I think results or performance and the style of play, you know, there's something you have to balance as a manager. But I think currently, with the situation Van Gaal is in, he's getting those results. Hopefully for United fans, they can start scoring more goals and more flair comes into the team. They've definitely got it with players like Herrera, Mata, Memphis Depay. If he starts getting up to his potential, you know, I think United could be up in there, because I think this season is going to be very close, and United, if they keep on winning, they're going to be up there. So thank you guys so much for watching my Premier League review. Let me know your thoughts on everything I've said in the comments below. Whatever fan you are, tell me your opinions on what you thought went on this weekend. What did your team play like? What do you think the title race is going to be like? Who do you think's going down? Who do you think's staying up? All that good stuff. Let me know in the comments. You can follow me on Twitter @SonOfChelsea. Also, if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you again.